Next reader up is Julia Barclay Morton. After a lifetime of creating work by and for unadapted body minds, Julia Barclay Morton is now a fashionably late diagnosed autistic. Come on down.
It's all true. Hi, I'm Julia.
Hello.
So this is actually within Slips, and I just wanted to just explain it a tiny bit. We did a little interview. Can you hear me okay through my mask, by the way? First of all, I've got long COVID. I've had it for 6 years. I got COVID in March 2020, and that's why I have to wear a mask, because if I get anything like a cold, which I did a couple weeks ago, and anyway, so there you go. I also found out I was autistic, and I one of the first ways that I found a way to write back in the day was through cutting up text in a different way. And actually, somebody I did this with, Renee Bucciarelli, is here, amazingly. Also, my very first play was done here, Word to Your Mama, back in 2000. So this is like a weird, like, it all comes together. So when I was trying to sort through this whole idea of being autistic, finding out at 57 what that meant, I found there's these fantastic autistic writers out there, by the way, and I'm working on a memoir, and I wanted a way to kind of get into it. And so when I cut up something, I put a bunch of text all over, and I literally, cut the text and move it together. And my only rule is I don't change the grammar or whatever. So this is from that. It's an excerpt from that. And it's both exciting and scary to read this out loud somehow, because what I realized, long story short, and I'm sorry for the long story, it's part of being autistic, sorry about that. I can just blame everything on it, which is great. I mean, that long COVID, you can't blame me for anything. That's great. But anyway, no, but seriously, I realized that the things I wrote were very autistic, actually, and very unmasked autistic. But I always wondered where my texts came from, so I'm surprised. All right, so here we go. And the name of this is Betraying Carol, a crafty echolalia in search of an autistic syntax. And in case you probably know what echolalia is, but if you don't, I didn't actually. It's when you repeat things you've heard a lot, which is also something autistic people do. It's very difficult for us to unhitch our autobiography in a clinic. Certain unfair expectations, rhetorical effects rather than an impairment. With incandescent wit and defiant exuberance, "You're cheating," she said, from the inside of your head. Hostility beginning. This is not just a landmark book, it's a terrain of meaty questions. No trauma narrative is easy to tell. What is he had called a theory of mind of others? I deeply loved contradicting him. My rhetorical moves refers to an impairment in the body. At the specialist's 5 minutes before she tucks hands under with incandescent exuberance and defiant wit. Normality is a Victorian reading. Consider, for instance, autism's very categorization ability. Play will proceed. Blank stare. Held on the first day, dusting away cobwebs, and yet this anecdote too unempathetic to say anything. Something is there, something vast that pervades all of life. My rhetorical moves toward a normative embodiment, appearing to know myself or others behind the everyday waiting to be uncovered. Carol took the stage. Carol strove for embodiment of total self-control, staring into nothingness since was still in the cupboard. Knowing how she will act, what she will say to adjust dreams, might leave the house, trouble copying dance steps. Later I became Carol, voyaged out, or did the wrong things with all those moments escaping in thought, daydreaming. Her eyes and my eyes didn't lie. I would climb Carol, a freaky ball of objects around, leaving the rest of me exposed. Definite conclusions harden us. The world can't contain staying solved. Learn to embrace 2 points: shame, failure, despair, gleaming, and green. We sing it out like birds. Where does autobiography end? What is real of the self and trauma? Staircases without ramps. It's the symbolic filter, not to mention its reality, these stories about intention. For example, following Merleau-Ponty. Autistic people in previous social media stimulated and stretched, full body rocking. Audience will not understand. They lost a little more. Years later, I still have trouble. My body expects a rage outburst and increased risk of meaning to a word. It's hard to know domestic abuse. Details. The masking is about conforming to a self-destructive value system. What is wrong with you? Exercise, overwork, social isolation strategies for all of my reading suppresses true wishes, imitates others without realizing. Back in the 1970s, my meditation practice taught me quiet and stillness, but now fear of betraying Carol's world in my mind, which was my main household role, my family, between school and post-art discoveries. It must be the moon. There is momentary confusion. You're just 13. Become radically visible, drawn to poetry to find his keys. A little bit amazed I chose Cat Stevens. Doubt of her self-judgment. Flaps hands, clears throat, symbolic repository of understanding, functioning labels only. The doctors had anxieties and I was processing slow. I don't think it matters. A multiplicity of views, what to do when leading autism research is inherently unreliable. Just the idea of me.